The fifth episode of Paramount Plus' crime drama series, Tulsa King, Season 2, titled Tilting at Windmills, follows the challenges Dwight, the General, Manfredi faces while trying to expand his business empire by running the newly leased-out wind farms. Cal Thresher remains a headache as far as the former Mafia capo is concerned, especially since the former relies on desperate measures to retaliate against the new general in town. The men of Don Charles, Chickie, Invernizzi are concerned about the way the head of the family is handling the Tulsa affair, making Vince Antonacci propose a truce. Despite all this chaos, Dwight finds time to be an endearing partner. Wisdom from Dwight Manfredi is shared. In the opening scene of Tilting at Windmills, Dwight Manfredi and Tina accompany his two grandkids to their new school. The former Mafia boss is not impressed with the facilities and specializations of the educational school, which views basketball as a great team spirit builder and football as a violent sport. He advises his sister Joanne and daughter that the children should be taught self-defense and problem-solving techniques. Even though he hasn't changed at all, the two women effectively silenced him by saying that the world has changed dramatically around him. To Dwight's dismay, they are impressed by the school and the calm, creative atmosphere. Dwight goes out for ice cream with Tyson, who is determined to exact revenge on Bill Bevilacqua for attempting to assassinate the former Mafia capo, after giving Tina and Joanne a hard time. His boss informs him that by killing Caputo and sending the hitman's corpse to his adversary as a message, he has taken enough revenge. The right-hand man is not persuaded until Dwight explains to him how the Colombo Mafia family's perseverance helped its members become famous. After that, he heads to the Fenario ranch to propose a date to Margaret Devereaux. When Armand, Manny, Truce doesn't turn in the envelope, Tyson clashes. The Stick Keller takes over as manager of Donnie Shore's auto corral with Dwight's help. He is waiting on General Motors to provide him with the paperwork he needs to run the business. In the meantime, his boss requests that the rock star appear in a commercial for the dealership's marketing. Joanne commences employment with even higher plane. She finds that the shop is lacking in munchies after taking a stroll around and makes the decision to bake cookies to sell to marijuana customers as snacks. Chickie invites Dwight Manfredi and Bill Bevilacqua to a sit-down. Vince begins to doubt his boss' capacity to manage their affairs after Chickie implies that he killed Pete, the Rock, Invernizzi, his father. The gang is down to almost nothing, so they are unable to fight Dwight. Vince proposes a ceasefire, pointing out that their companies will be impacted for as long as they are engaged in combat with the former Mafia capo's soldiers. He suggests meeting with Dwight and Bill Bevilacqua in Atlanta to work out an amicable solution to the problem. Chickie thinks that in order to resolve the conflict, Tulsa's new general will make a financial offer to Kansas City's captain. Although Bevilacqua isn't overly thrilled about the offer, he doesn't say no indefinitely. After that, Chickie gives Dennis "Goody" Karangi a call to ask Dwight to the meeting. The consigliere of the Manfredi is not a man to trust, but he is smart enough to understand the significance of these sit-downs. He relays the message to his current master, making it clear that he believes the latter ought to pay the same attention. Jimmy, the Creek, and Lawrence, Bodie, Geigerman come at the wind farm they rented out with Dwight in the meanwhile. They get to know Milo and Halada, who are windmill maintenance professionals. But they are surprised with a bunch of visitors who are out to destroy the place. But Bevilacqua has no interest in collaborating. He doesn't want to get involved in matters that don't interest him. Given that he thinks he can handle Dwight on his own, the gang leader has nothing to gain by assisting the businessmen. After their conversation with Bevilacqua comes to a standstill, Thresher orders Jackie Ming's men to pummel Dwight's wind farm. Jackie doesn't like that the businessman is using his guys without asking him for permission, but he doesn't mind because the Chinese mobster didn't ask for permission to make heroin on his property. When the men go to the wind farm, they attack Bodie, who tells Dwight what's going on. Along with Tyson, Mitch, Goody, and Bigfoot, the former Mafia capo arrives on the scene and takes care of the intruders. He goes on a date with Margaret after the altercation, but she isn't interested in talking about you-know-who. But Thresher has already requested that the eatery provide them an uncommon bottle of Perrier Jouet's Belle Époque 2002. Taking advantage of the gesture, Dwight places an order for 2 bottles and requests that the waiter give another to a couple who are nearby.